Hey everyone, you're listening to Ankur Warikoo on Woice with Warikoo. On this podcast, I talk to you about entrepreneurship, how to grow in life, manage personal finances, handle failures, and a lot more things that just come to my mind. The episode begins. As early as 5 and 6 years of age, when we go to school for the first time, we basically embark on this 12 to 15-year journey that trains us on one thing and one thing alone, and that is measure growth. That's what we do every single day. We're measuring how much did we score, and then are we scoring better? We measure what grade were we in and what grade are we in the next year. We measure how many subjects could we handle, and then how many are we handling the next year. We're essentially constantly measuring growth. And we are then drugged into believing that the sole purpose of life is to continue growing, which, by the way, is not such a bad purpose at all. I'll be the first one to admit growth is extremely addictive because it gives you that sense of purpose. It gives you a sense of progress. It makes you feel great about yourself. It has this massive feeling attached to it, which is so addictive. It's so seductive. It's so all encompassing that you believe that's the only thing that you care about. So suddenly you are fixated on growth. You're fixated on growing your marks every year. You're fixated on growing your salary every year. You're fixated on growing the number of vacations that you take every year. You're fixated on growing the number of days that you can go on a vacation every year. You're fixated on growing the amount of money that you spend on your cars, on your clothes, on your food. Every single thing boils down to measurement of growth. But it very rarely talks about a more important component: success. And the biggest fallacy we all hold is that growth equals success. If I grow my salary, it means success. If I grow my reputation in society, it means success. If I grow my ability to do more in a lesser period of time, that's success. If I grow my ability to lead a lot more people, that's success. But is it truly success? Because success for me means happiness. Success for me means being at peace. Success for me means being content. And if, despite all the growth that you witness in your life, if you're not happy, if you're not at peace, how does that growth make any difference? How does that growth even help you? And to what extent? To what effect? And that is this dichotomy of life. It is the fact that we are from a very young age trained in this curriculum, in this set thing of math and science and languages and history and geography and whatnot. And we go through years and years and years of that training, but we are never trained on what does success mean. How do you define that for yourself? How do you deal with people? How do you deal with your own self? How do you deal with rejection? How do you deal with failure? How do you deal with confrontation? How do you deal with taking ambiguous, difficult decisions in your life? Where is the training around that? Where is the success around that? That is why, my friend, irrespective of how old you are, for a second, drop this addiction to growth. I'm not asking you to give up on it entirely. I'm not asking you to not focus on growth. It's a wonderful thing, but don't make it the only thing. Don't make it the core reason for your existence, because you will find, as many people do eventually, that growth did not mean or amount to anything. Nothing more than what you felt in that short period of time. When you grew the size of your car, you grew the size of your bank balance, you grew the size of your house, you grew the quality and the money you spent on your vacations, it surprisingly did not make you happier. You were happy in that moment, but then that moment very quickly faded away and you were left with another target of growth. another goal to achieve, another plan to build, another destination to reach. Think of success. Think of your definition of success. Sit down with yourself, meditate on that question. What does success mean to me? And that question will be hard to answer, but you will find the answer. And it may not be the answer that you want to know. It may not be the answer that you're ready to know, but it is the answer that you need to know. Because if you continue growing, because if you continue going after growth and not caring about the true definition of success that you truly wish for yourself, you may just end up with your life full of regret. And the last thing you want to do is on your deathbed, surrounded by everyone who loves you, you just wish you had one more day to live life according to what you should have all these years. All the best. Thank you for listening to this episode of Woice with Warikoo. To be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to subscribe and follow the show on this app right now. Also, don't forget to rate and review the show because that just feels nice. Thank you.